Yo, what is up, guys? I'm Trade, and today we are going to talk a little bit more about break of structure and how to enter based off break of structure in the markets. So we have simply two break of structures that can happen in the markets. First one is a break of structure to the downside, and second one is a break of structure to the upside. So as we can see here, price formed a high right there and it formed a low, and price formed a new high which broke the previous high, caused a broke of structure, and it retraced back to the downside. So as we can see, the price retraced to the downside and did not break this low that the market formed right there to cause a break of structure to the upside right there. And the same for break of structure to the downside. So break of structure to the downside, as we can see, we have a low right there, and you can see the market push right through the low, and the high were lower than the previous high. So the market shifts to a downtrend. As we can see here, the market shift to a uptrend. So how can we enter based off a break of structure in the market? So as we can see, simply the market didn't break above this previous high and it didn't break below this previous low. So we are simply going to look for a point of interest. So point of interest can either be a order block or a fair value gap. So as we can see, price formed an order block right there, and price formed an order block right there, and the market pushed into the order block and continued to the direction which it caused the break of structure to happen. So the simple way to identify a order block in the markets is to look for the previous candle of the opposite direction. So if the market moved to the downside, we are going to look for the opposite direction candle. So as we can see, we got a candle right there, and then we got a candle right there. So this is going to be our green candle, and this is going to be our red candle, which most of you are going to trade based on red or green candles. But as we can see, the previous candle was the green candle, and we mark out that green candle, which is going to be our order block. But we are going to jump into the market and give you guys some examples. But this is simply just a way to identify the order block in the market. So what is price going to do? The price is going to retrace back to the order block and go to the downside and give us a break of structure of the previous low. So we're going to know that the market moved to the opposite direction. So how can we place our trades based off this point of interest? So we put our entry right on the dip order block, and we are going to put our stop losses right above the high that the market has formed, and we're going to target the previous lows that the market has formed. And let's jump into the market and give you guys some examples of how to trade based off break of structure and fair value gap and order blocks. So as we can see, we are moving into a clear downtrend because there is a low and the low is getting broke to the downside. There's a low and the low is getting broke to the downside. There's a low right there and it's going to break to the downside. Same as for here, same as for here, and same as for here. So we can clearly identify the trend being to the downside. So what we can do is we can simply wait for a point of interest to be hit, and then we can enter based on that point of interest. So as described in the on the red and green candles, the previous color of the candlestick to the opposite direction is going to be our order block. So simply this is going to be our order block because it is the opposite candle of the direction the market is moving in. So as we can see, we clearly tap into our order block and we move to the opposite direction. So put our entry right on that order block right there. We put our stop losses right above it, and we are targeting the lows that the market has formed. So right there, this trade is going to be an absolute banger that gave us a total of 6.79%, and we're targeting the lows right there, and we put our stop losses right above the highs right there. So hopefully this helped you clearing out how to enter based off a order block and break of structure in the market. I hope this helped you guys, and see you guys into the next video. Cheers.